Okay, this is our last lesson in polynomials, and similar to last time, it's multiplying, but we're going to be doing a bigger polynomials. We're going to start with the idea of multiplying two binomials together. And for example, you might have 2x minus 7 times 3x plus 5. And this is where we're going to use something that we in math call the FOIL technique. We're going to look at this and say to ourselves, okay, this is the first term in each one of the binomials. And we're going to start by multiplying those together. So 2x times 3x is 6x squared. Then we're going to say these two terms here are the outside terms. So I'm going to multiply them together. 2x plus times 5 is 10x. And then I'm going to look at the inside two terms here. And that's negative 7 times 3x, which is negative 21x. And finally, I'm going to look at these two terms here, which I consider to be the last terms, negative 35. And if you take them then and combine the like terms in the middle, you have multiplied two binomials together. And I have some other examples to go over with you, like that. This is the term when sometimes the coefficients will come first. The constants will come first before the variables, but that's no big deal. We're still going to follow the same pattern of going first, outside, inside, last. So the first two terms are 3 and 7, multiplied together make 21. The outside terms are 3 and 2x, making 6x. The inside terms are negative 4x and 7, which makes negative 28x. And the last two terms are negative 4x and 2x, which we will make negative 8x squared. Combine like terms, that's negative 22x. And whenever we write a polynomial, we always want to put the highest degree term first. So we're going to reorder it using the commutative property of addition so that the highest term comes first in the listing. Sometimes you'll see a problem like this, where it's got two binomials multiplied together, but then multiplied by a constant. Let's put that constant aside for a second, and let's go ahead and FOIL these two binomials together. 6x squared, outside terms are negative 8x, inside terms are positive 18x, and last terms are negative 24. Then we're going to, before we distribute, we're going to combine like terms inside the parentheses. That's going to be positive 10x minus 24. Now we distribute. And again, you've got a calculator, so don't have to worry about it if the numbers get big. Minus 120. Sometimes you will see a problem like this with two binomials, but it'll have multiple variables. No big deal. We're going to start with the FOIL. We're going to have 4, and then we've got x's and y's being multiplied together, so I think we're going to have x squared and y squared. And then we take the outside two, we're going to have 2xy times negative 6, so that'll be negative 12xy. The inside terms will be 15xy, and the last terms will be 6 and negative 5, which make negative 30. And whenever you do FOILing, you're always going to have those middle two terms are going to have to combine into one for it to be truly simplified. And aside from that, the other problems that you see in multiplication is the idea of a binomial times a trinomial. And this is where you have to be real careful. And here's how I go about doing it, is I like to take this first term here, multiply it by all three of these terms, and then follow that up by multiplying this term times all three as well, and then going back in and combining the like terms that result. So let's give that a shot. Let's see, if we start with x, we multiply by 3x squared, we're going to get 3x cubed. X times 4x is 4x squared. X times negative 2 is negative 2x. Now we're going to take the 2 and multiply it by all three terms. 2 times 3x squared is 6x squared. 2 times 4x is 8x. And 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. To go back and combine all the like terms, 6x squared and 4x squared make 10x squared. Negative 2x and positive 8x make positive 6x. And the constant negative 4 comes along for the ride. And sometimes you'll see those problems, but they'll be presented with the trinomial first. My advice to you, using the commutative property of multiplication, reorder it. Put the binomial first. That way you can follow the same plan as you had before, which is the first term times all 3 and the second term times all 3. So let's see what we're going to get here. Minus 14x squared minus 6x, and then negative 12x squared plus 21x plus 9, for a grand total of 8x cubed minus 26x squared plus 15x plus 9. Alright, next thing up is factoring.